and you're joining the Brave New Playwrights virtual edition, episode 3. We've been doing this for 3 weeks, Saturday at 1 o'clock, and we have a few more weeks to go. Today we have 4 plays to read to you online, and these plays have been rehearsed. We had to cancel our festival at the last minute. I'm Liesl. I'm one of the producers. The other producers are Emma Leck and Rose Payne, and Rose is doing our technical work today, but we can't blame her for any glitches because it's the computers and the internet that glitches, not Rose. She's on it. And our marketing person is Joanne Chen. Hopefully she's out there joining us. And our fearless leader is Brian Wade, professor at the University of British Columbia. And this festival's been going for 34 years. He started it 34 years ago. So we're honored to be a part of it. And we're having lots of fun having turned it into an online event. I'm also going to just take this time to acknowledge that we're on the unceded ancestral grounds of the Musqueam, Tsleil-Waututh, and Squamish nations. We always say that at the beginning of plays, and sure enough, even though we're all in our own homes, most of us are still in those areas. So today we have 4 plays. So if you've been tuning in the previous week, it's only been 2. So every half hour, a new play starts. And then after the short play, we'll do a little interview with the artists as well. So that's what's coming up. We have Weather Report, Band Practice, Hysteria, and Last Will and Testament by Jen. And if you need more information about the plays, our website is bravenewplaywrights.com. So for the first play, I'm going to introduce the director, and then she's going to introduce the actors to you. So come on board, everybody. And the director is Hannah Pearson. Here she comes. There she is. Hi, Hannah. How are you doing?
Hi, good. How are you?
Welcome.
Thank you.
All right. Enjoy yourself. See ya.
Great. So I'm just going to introduce our cast. First, we have Rain, played by Madison Silva. Haley, played by Lauren Preisel. Dr. Zek is played by Isaac Lee. Dr. Gian Kadani is played by Taylor Long. And Dr. Vencio is played by Dan Swain. So let's begin. Okay, weather report. Setting, the soundstage of a local TV news station. There are 2 sofas set beside each other at an angle so the camera can see the people sitting, and they can also see each other. There is also some surface to write on that is visible by the audience, a rolling chalkboard, an easel, a piece of paper on a scrim, and a corresponding writing implement. Props, 2 sofas, writing surface and implement, an oversized tarot deck. Scene 1. When the house lights go down, there is the sound of clattering hail. The lights come up with a dramatic musical cue of the type traditionally heard when a local news program returns from a commercial break. The stage, containing 2 sofas pulled together at an angle, is empty. It remains empty for long enough that it's clear that whatever the sound signaled, it's not for this stage. Rain backs onto the stage, clasping a pile of cue cards, speaking to someone off stage.
Oh no, of course I can step in. Thank you for the opportunity. I have been hoping for a chance like this for years.
At the same time, Haley is being pushed on stage on the opposite side, also speaking to someone off stage. She is wearing a parka. The sound of clattering hail gets louder when she appears. Haley is the center of her own miniature hailstorm.
Wait, no, that wasn't why I came. I'm glad you want to help, but I really don't want to be on TV. Shit.
Hi, welcome. Are you comfortable? Can I? Oh.
Hi. I can't really say I'm comfortable. I've been at the center of a hailstorm for a week.
Of course.
Look, I just wanted to say I'm sorry for the other week. I didn't mean to.
Thank you for coming. Please sit down.
Rain turns away and speaks to someone behind the camera.
Lighting check.
Haley, after a moment, sits down. Rain fiddles with her mic, notices something ahead, and puts on a fixed smile. The dramatic musical cue sounds again, and they're live.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us here at Weather and Traffic 4, your local station for 24/7 weather and traffic. This is Rain Murphy, storm correspondent, reporting to you live from Channel 4 headquarters. You probably didn't even recognize me because look, I'm indoors. No parka. Today, on an extra special segment of today's Weather and You, our deep dive into local weather and how it affects our community. We bring you an interview with Villagetown's own local weather phenomenon, a poor girl trapped at the center of her own private hailstorm. Haley Cummings.
Hi.
Tell me, Haley, what is it like to experience 24/7 hail, both indoors and out?
Cold.
Brr, I can't say it's super toasty to be around you either. Now, Haley, how long have you been living in a microclimate?
It's been 6 days.
And when did you first notice it?
When a hailstone hit me on the head in the middle of my mum's laundry room. Look, I'd been having a rough day, okay? I'd been getting ready for a thing and my washing machine exploded. So I biked to my mum's house with a load of wet clothes on my back, nearly got hit by a bus, loaded it all up. And then it turned out some of my mum's pink underwear had gotten in there. So all my shirts were pink and I was running out of time. So I was just going to have to wear a pink shirt. And then it felt like someone had opened the door to winter. And then a hailstone hit me on the head. And then they were banging all over the machine and me. And yeah, it was a bad day.
So bad you couldn't even text?
The hailstorm was kind of upsetting.
Oh, well, then you must be glad to be here. We're going to sort this out for you.
I'm thrilled.
Now, super localized weather phenomena is not well known to the meteorological community, but rarely does it focus on a single individual. Only 2 other such cases of this are known. Elsa Van Hereford in Austin, Texas, on whom it never rained, and Paulson Balkian of Massapequa, New York, also known as Stormy. Unfortunately, as his attitude was as poor as his weather condition, no one was able to put up with him long enough in order to get to the bottom of his very strange phenomenon. And he died quite young of a very small lightning strike.
I'm sure his local weather team could have saved his life.
Oh, aren't we all? After the break, we'll be bringing in various experts to try to understand the cause of Haley's peculiar affliction. We hope you'll join us.
They cut to commercial.
Okay, this was a bad idea. I'm going to take off now.
Don't you dare.
What?
They only gave me the story because Angelo Snow is out sick. This is my first chance to do something other than get snowed on or splashed by trucks driving through puddles. I finally have a story. Can you not wreck this for me?
Fine.
You could try to be more pleasant too.
I'm here. That's as good as it's going to get.
Oh, look at you, showing up for once.
Commercials out in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to today's Weather and You. We're here with Haley Cummings, poor girl trapped in her own private hailstorm, and a new special guest, Draga Zek, an atmospheric studies professor from Villagetown College.
Dr. Zek enters.
Ms. Murphy, I am so happy to come here to speak to you about the localized weather. It is a very interesting but understudied discipline. I have prepared some notes.
Actually, we were hoping you could use your extensive knowledge to help us solve a particular problem. You see, Miss Cummings here is what are you?
Human? Grad student anthropology?
Miss Cummings here is, Miss Cummings here is a graduate student in anthropology, and she is currently suffering.
The first localized weather phenomenon was discovered by Vlad Mex in 1841. This was a most intriguing perpetual whirlwind trapped beside the caves known as Macalavalstock. It was of great folkloric renown, an entrance to the world of fairy. But although the disappearances were not explained, the weather phenomenon itself is now known to be a result of the overlap of the cliff and the lake with the howling wind.
Dr. Zek spots Haley and her condition.
Shut up, Yusful. No, this is not science. This is not weather. This is nonsense.
Dr. Zek, please, if you
No,
don't mind.
weather is a matter of systems, of interlocking phenomena, of air and heat and pressure. It cannot be bound to people.
Maybe I'm full of hot air.
This cannot be science. It is mad. It is mad science. Do you know Dr. Lister? I always wondered how she kept the beer cool at department parties.
No.
Dr. O'Keefe, you are at the university. Have you ever visited the meteorological engineering department?
I'm a linguistic anthropologist. I study kids on the internet talking about anime.
Where were you when this phenomenon began?
What
was happening?
You said you were at your mother's place.
Your mother?
My mother is not a mad scientist. She's a pediatrician. You leave her out of this.
Right. Well, time to go to Larry Auto with traffic. Please join us again after the break for more of today's weather and you. I'm really sorry. We've got another segment. If you could just...
Doctor's exits.
So this is going well.
Okay, if you've been more forthcoming.
If I wasn't the one who wouldn't believe what was in front of her own eyes.
Maybe he's right. Maybe it is mad science.
That doesn't make any sense. I haven't been near the engineering quad for months.
Well, maybe there isn't a scientific explanation. Maybe it's you. Maybe you're just weird.
Weird. I'm weird. You're the one who was reporting in that blizzard and got hit in the face with a sled and then laughed.
Adrenaline sleds are light.
It was a flexible flyer.
Don't you dare bring that up on air. The videos finally isn't showing up on News Blooper compilation and Freaks on Friday. Just stop calling. If you even reference it, I will follow you home and strip you down and make sure you face that hailstorm in the nude.
Rain is horrified by what she's just said. She hurries to meet Dr. Young Kadani as she enters and brings her to a couch.
But you were like, boom, a sled. Those wind speeds sure are high. Ha! I thought it was cool.
Welcome back again to today's Weather and You. With us for this next segment is Dr. Gyan Kadani, a therapist specializing in materialization phenomena. Welcome, Dr. Gyan Kadani. Please tell us, what is materialization?
Yes. Emotional materialization is a primary subject of vegetotherapy. It's when a person's feelings or responses to stress are unable to be processed fully by their minds and are released in physical forms such as muscle cramps or occasionally rainstorms made of fish.
She's a crackpot. Yeah, and you're hailing.
Weather materialization is an understudied phenomenon, but I have encountered a few afflicted. My treatment has been quite successful. Only one has suffered spontaneous combustion. Well, two, but the one escaped with only minor burns. Ms. Cummings' hailstorm seems to be a typical example of emotional materialization. I'd be happy to have a chat and help her rein in her emotional troubles.
I'm really rather well adjusted.
Oh, can we make a start at getting to the source of her issues here?
Ms. Cummings, what is going on in your life? The materialization began about a week ago? Yes? What was occurring then? Work? Relationships?
Well, I had a chapter draft due, but I really don't think that's got anything to do.
What about that date you stood up? Oh,
I thought you'd deal. It was just Tinder.
do you know how hard it is to match with a girl on Tinder?
Ms. Cummings, what is your relationship with your parents like?
I've had to leave my mum out of this.
And your father?
Fine. He lives in Pensacola. He calls a couple times a month.
Do you consider your advisor a surrogate parental figure?
I sure hope not.
Tell me about your relationship with your advisor.
Well, I'm really hoping he doesn't watch this station because I've already seriously embarrassed myself here.
You feel supported?
Does anyone? Look, I'm really not sure if this is a materialization of my emotions. Like last year, I had a breakdown because of stuff and there was no weather. It was a rough day, but I was actually having a good week before the hail started, except for the laundry room exploding and the chapter due, and maybe I was a little nervous about the date. Really nervous. Super nervous, but that's just my life.
I know it is difficult to face, but it is clear, Miss Cummings, that you are a deeply troubled young lady.
Say what?
Your issues with fatherly abandonment, taking a fiercely protective role towards your mother, and developing a somewhat suspect and codependent relationship with your advisor.
What the fuck? I am not. I do not.
Deviance as a pursuit of a replacement for the nurturing you lacked in childhood.
Hey, I really don't think that's appropriate.
Therapy is about hard truths. This cry for attention by appearing on television is simply another materialization of Miss Cummings' damaged and broken character.
Yeah, Dr. Giancana, you can't just say that.
No, I'm so done here.
Haley stands up, starts towards off stage.
Oh, too bad. The hail is not an emotional manifestation. You see, it is perfectly stable. There is no increased activity when Miss Cummings becomes angry. I'm afraid it cannot be traced to an emotional imbalance. Not that none exist.
She gets up, hands Haley her card.
Come see me. We can work through the stress of pursuing impossible and always shifting standards. Normal grad student issues. Just ask me about my time in grad school. I manifested ball lightning. Took out my advisor. I don't regret any of it. Sadist.
Dr. G exits chuckling. Rain turns to the camera.
We'll be right back after these messages from our sponsors.
The lights change. Both Haley and Rain collapse on one of the sofas.
You okay?
I haven't had such an exciting time since a roller coaster I was on flipped off the track.
Sorry, none of this has been much help.
No,
She gestures too close to Haley, gets hit by a hailstone, winces.
I'll have some hard questions for my mum once we're done here. Clearly, she's secretly a mad scientist. Pediatricians, probably experimented on me when I was a kid, would also explain my deep-set trauma.
Rain notices someone signaling her from off stage. She squeezes Haley's arm and gets up to go talk to whoever is there. She gestures in a silent debate. Haley sits idly, swinging her feet, and whistles a bar of raindrops are falling on my head. The hail effects stop. Haley is startled, looks around, checks the air above her. Rain glances over. Haley whistles the bar again. The hailing restarts.
You still on board for the next segment? If you want to leave, we can go to a special on traffic cones instead. We've had it in a bag for about a month, but somehow we've always managed to find something just a little less boring.
I'm in. How could I miss finding out what disaster you have planned next? And, well, there's always a chance it'll fix me, right?
Right. And now for another segment of today's Weather and You. After determining that Haley Cummings' meteorological anomaly has neither a scientific explanation nor is a manifestation of her many psychological issues, we have one more expert who claims to be able to get to the bottom of this very strange phenomenon.
Dr. Vencio enters. He is a dapper young man in a suit with a boyish enthusiasm to him.
We welcome to the studio Dr. Albus Vencio.
Dr. Vencio is looking around curiously, clearly taken with the TV studio.
Dr. Vencio, can you tell us a little bit about what a semiotician does?
Okay. Technically, I'm not a semiotician.
Oh.
I'm an analytic semioticist. Okay, this is very different from classical semiotics and classical semiology, though we, as an emerging subfield, owe Sacher a great debt. We diverged from both fields in the past decade, choosing to unite the rigorous mathematical approach of analytic philosophy with the deep and meaningful insights of Jungian dream interpretation.
Mr. Jan?
I work on how Japanese words change meaning when Western kids use them to talk about anime. I don't do theory. I want there to be a there.
Oh, congratulations. You're now the there.
Let me illustrate. We shall explore the divergences of the field by analyzing the communicative functions of a hailstone.
He accompanies his explanation with equations scrawled on whatever surface is available.
A simple semiotic analysis might take a hailstone to be representative of its properties. Projectile, painful, cold. It is a resistance to connection, an attempt to repel oncomers, to fight intimacy. But a suitably warm environment will melt it.
That's not actually how hailstorms work. If it's cold enough in the upper atmosphere and the winds are right, you can get hail on a sunny summer day.
Don't interrupt. If we let him go, he might just wear himself out.
Clearly never met an academic, have you?
Now, this, though of course, logical and sensible interpretation, it's simplistic. A semiological interpretation decouples the link between sign and signified. Therefore, a hailstone is no longer linked to hail. It is linked to the world.
Dr. Vencio scribbles a long equation on the board.
But of course, analytic semiology has moved past the simple relational approach. The arbitrariness of language, though ideal, is clearly false because
No, you can't reject arbitrariness.
it does not allow for the phantasmagoric phenomenon that drives our world to reshape our humanity through ritual action.
You wanna unpack that, or?
Buy me dinner first, so you don't get the basics of generative linguistics for free.
When we adduce the Jungian interpretive system to the symbolic and relational meaning of a hailstone, we find that the hailstone is an instantiation of an archetype.
Vencio draws 4 stick figures representing mother, child, trickster, and flood, then shuts his eyes, circles the chalk, and slams it down on one of the figures.
The archetype of the mother. This archetype, of course, has many facets. Nurture, care, but most importantly...
Vencio takes a tarot deck from his pocket, shuffles it, draws the 4 of swords.
A violently protective nature. This leaves us with a transpsychic symbol.
He scribbles, eyes his scribble. It looks vaguely like a rabbit. He outlines the shape of the rabbit.
The rabbit. A marvel of fecundity.
Rain sits beside Haley. They look at each other, ignoring Dr. Vencio. Then they look away, unsure.
We speak rabbit. We say undetached rabbit parts. But we hear the existential cry of a lonely human soul. Therefore, we can see that all human utterances, actions, and modes of existence are therefore a signification of the impending radical deconstruction of the self and the universe that contains it. The truth is known. These hailstones represent death.
Thank you so much, Dr. Vencio. I am afraid that is all the time we have for today. Thank you, everyone, for watching today's rather unusual Weather and You.
The studio lights go down. Dr. Vencio exits.
Goodbye.
So I know you can turn it off. Why didn't you leave before, well, that?
Haley looks caught. Then she whistles softly. The hail effects stop.
I mean, I didn't know before I came, but then I guess I'd already stood you up. I didn't want to ruin your story.
That ship sailed with the first guest.
If I went home, I wouldn't get to hang out with you. Also, I had to save Villageton from the traffic cone segment. I couldn't let you go through with airing it. People would die of boredom.
Oh, they would die, and you, with your hailstorm, saved them. Seems that the actual interpretation of your hailstorm is the opposite of death.
Is it though? Inversion and absence are often conflated. Darkness isn't the opposite of life. Merely, it's
not. Save it for dinner. And you're buying.
Blackout.
All right. Clapping across the country. Woo! Nice work. Okay, my video is going to come on in a second. It's just a little bit delayed. There I am. Hello. Welcome back, everybody. Now, first I want to talk to the playwright. Are you there, Cara? Cara Di Girolamo. No, I had it before, Cara. Let me try one more time. Girolamo. Oh, now you have to say it.
Yes, you got it. It's
fantastic. Okay, so we just have a couple of minutes here. So I'll start with a little chat with you. This is a crazy, weird question, but you got to tell me, what were you thinking? How did you come up with an idea to have somebody, an actor, having a hailstorm over her head during a play?
I mean, I feel like that was the easy part, that I was like, oh yes, I'll write a fantasy play with someone in a hailstorm. And then suddenly all the academics started showing up and I was like, I no longer understand what's going on in this play.
I see. So what's your major is creative writing, correct?
Yeah, I'm an MFA student in creative writing.
And what's your major focus though?
I mostly write fiction. I write a lot of sci-fi and fantasy. This was my first play since I was 11.
But you've embraced the playwriting wholeheartedly. You're also directing some of the readings, all of the readings now. And you're directing the reading of my play, and you were in a reading of another play of mine. So what's going on there? Are you going to switch over to playwriting?
I really love playwriting. I feel like it is improving my fiction writing a lot as well. And hopefully both of them are feeding into each other. You got to do both right. When there's no shows, you have to sell stories, and when there are shows, you can put on shows.
Right. Well, there's no shows at the moment, so that's a good point. And how about other courses? Are you doing screen or television writing as well?
I did TV writing in last semester, and I did graphic forms this semester, which was a lot of fun as well.
Graphic form seems like it'll suit you. Did you have a wacky TV pilot?
I did. I had a rom-com about children's competitive ballroom dance.
Fantastic. That's fantastic. Yeah, I found with my degree, it was creative nonfiction that really helped my playwriting, because they asked the questions, why you, why now, why this story? You have to really know how you're connected to this piece. So do you have a particular passion for weather?
I love weather. It's the best part of most days.
People always tease Canadians for talking about the weather all the time, but my sister is a geography student. She lives in Ontario, and we care about the weather. We talk about it every time we talk to each other. It's important to us. So you can tease us if you like, but weather's important. All right, let's have a few questions with Hannah, the director, because I want to find out how, right there, Hannah? I want to find out how they were planning on staging this hailstorm over the head. Hannah's not coming back. Oh, there she is. Here she comes.
Hi.
Hi.
Sorry, my video doesn't seem to be working at this
okay.
moment. Yeah.
So how were you planning on doing the hailstorm on stage?
It was going to be mostly with Maddie's physicality as well as sound design. Yeah, we weren't planning anything crazy in terms of having ping pong balls falling from the sky or anything like that. But Maddie was doing a great job with her physicality in the center of the hailstorm. Cool. Yeah.
And have you directed plays before, Hannah?
I am an acting student, or sorry, acting graduate from Studio 58, but I had the chance there to direct a short play and a play festival, and I've done some assistant directing in the theater community. Yeah.
So how was this experience for you?
I mean, it was a blast. Cara gave us a very intelligent, quirky script, and we had a lot of fun thinking about making choices around the rules of the world, and all the doctors are such big personalities, and we had a blast.
Did you learn anything about acting while directing a play?
Oh, definitely. I think sitting in the director's chair, you're just reminded of all the things I learned as an actor in school, and how great it is to have actors who come in with big offers and choices and a deep understanding of the text. So always something to work on as an actor.
Okay, well, thanks so much for chatting with me. It's time to go now, and we're going to have about a 30-second or 1-minute break for you watching on YouTube. You guys did an awesome job. Congratulations. And your actors were fabulous. Thank you to your actors for volunteering their time to be part of the festival. Everybody did a great deal of work, and it's evident. And so we'll see you in about 1 minute or 30 seconds with our next play, which is band practice, and it promises to be eventful as well. All right, it looks like we have everybody here. This play is called Band Practice by Poppy Lodge. And I'm not sure who the director is. I seem to not have it here on my page. Oh, Sebastian, is that you, the director? And are you going to be reading the stage directions as well? You gotta take your. Yeah.
Sorry, yes, I will be.
Okay, so will you introduce your actors and take it from here, and I'll talk to you afterwards. Thank you.
All right. Hello, I am Sebastian, and this play is Band Practice by Poppy Lodge. The cast is Neil Murphy playing Alyssa, Julia Halaburda playing Cara, Diego Retamales playing Curtis, and Poppy Lodge, the playwright, playing Emma. And I can stop my video.
Trying to tell what you're thinking just by the look in your eyes. Trying to hear what's on.
A buzz is heard.
Oh, Mr. Bailey, what can I do for you?
Bailey, as in manager of Bailey's Diner?
I heard the punks are playing there tonight.
How did they get a Bailey's gig before us? They're not even punk, they're like screamo. Ew.
Ew.
As they speak, Cara begins to look more and more agitated. She points towards her cell phone. Alyssa isn't looking, and Emma is tuning her bass.
Guys?
Who wants to listen to screamo in a diner?
Exactly. You get me.
Guys!
You, maybe you'll want to go see them anyway, though? Like, after practice, I mean?
Yeah, I guess.
Dudes, Earth to Alyssa and Emma.
Oh, we'll be there. 1 hour. Okay.
Was that what I think it was?
If you mean the lead singer of the punks lost his voice and won't be performing tonight, then yes. Oh, and we're taking their place.
Oh!
Are you serious?
No, I was just getting your hopes up. Obviously, I'm serious.
Yes, we've been waiting for this. This is how we get our name out there. Finally.
She hugs Emma. Emma pushes her off.
Wait a second. Did you say 1 hour? We're not exactly ready to perform.
Hello, is that a thank you, Cara, for securing us the most important gig of our lives? How about thank you, Cara, for working all last semester at Bailey's Diner just to get our names on the call list?
Thanks, babe.
You are so welcome, honey.
Seriously, an hour? Am I the only one who sees a problem with that?
Emma, are you kidding right now? We've been practicing for like our entire lives.
More like 8 months.
We're newbies.
This is big.
Are we ready for something big?
Come on. Remember in grade 8 when the three of us
She gestures to herself, Curtis, and Emma.
went to our first show at the diner? And you were like, that's gonna be us one day. You said that, and now it's happening.
And dude, don't forget, we've performed before.
Duh, don't you remember the end of school festival?
Yeah, because that went so well.
One little slip up in a song that we weren't familiar with doesn't equal a bad show.
It was Wonderwall. We messed up Wonderwall, Alyssa. Every 12-year-old knows how to play that. It's like the easiest song ever.
Hey, but we were good on our original tracks, like Last Day of School Ever and Goodbye Calculus.
And don't forget our other cover songs. You totally killed that bass line in Hey Bulldog.
And that's hard. Trust me. We've been friends for like 10 years, and I know you're an amazing bass player. You're the best I've ever met. I mean, you're not as good as McCartney, but...
You guys are so cute.
Well, I don't know, guys.
No, Kate, we're good. We're good. There's no time to waste. What if there's someone from a label there tonight?
This could be our big break.
Think about it. Industry connections, getting our name out there. And if we don't take this chance, when are we going to get another one?
Then we can't afford to mess it up.
And we won't. We'll just finish up the rough edges on eye to eye and we'll be set. Got it? Position sweatshirts. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Do you mind if I switch up some things in the first line?
It's a little late for that.
Okay, trust me. 1,
Hey,
2.
I count us in. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Ding, ding, ding. Trying to tell what you're thinking just by the look in your eye. You said I could switch it up.
Yeah, I thought you meant like a semitone, not an entire freaking harmonic scale.
Actually, it's an inverted mixolydian scale. Can't I imbue our music with my own technical prowess?
Well, not if you're gonna jazz it up like that.
Come on, sis, can't she jazz it up?
Yeah, let me jazz it up. That is my field of expertise.
That's not how the song goes, dude. And it's not even tonally consistent with the rest of the piece.
Oh, tonally consistent. Then why is Emma playing a funeral march while I'm singing about sunshines and daisies?
Well, you never wanted to come to any of our writing sessions.
I never
You're
wanted
so
to. How
busy
about
with
you and
student
always
council
scheduled them
doing
when I
that.
Okay, dudes. Plus Kara. Let's just start again from the top.
Emma, I need you to emphasize the downbeat of each measure more.
Don't tell Emma what to do. She literally wrote these instrumentals.
Actually,
it'll disrupt the smooth flow of the song if she adds that in. Kara, are you seriously questioning Emma's judgment?
I'm not questioning Emma's judgment. I'm questioning yours.
You were the one who just added that weird mix of whatever to the first verse.
Oh, I'm sorry for trying to experiment and improve the sound of our music, which you would know if you had any amount of ensemble experience.
Oh, you are the most!
You know what? I've realized something. I don't need to change anything. And you two haven't jumped down his throat yet, but neither does Curtis.
She moves downstage.
We're gonna be over here working on our own parts while you two figure out your issues.
Wait a second.
She's got a point, Alyssa. We are perfect.
You are not perfect. In fact...
Babe, tell your sister to calm down.
You did not just say that, Kara.
Curtis, can you start hitting drums, please?
He sets a relaxed kick snare beat, which continues. Emma plays a simple bass riff.
So what if I did?
You don't have the authority to talk to me like that. I'm the leader here.
Oh, since when?
Since I've been here longer than you, obviously.
Yeah, so then why am I the lead singer and you're just backup then, huh?
What does that have to do with anything? What do you even bring to the table?
Kara walks right up to Alyssa, who doesn't answer.
What do I bring? Let's see. Who pulled the strings at school so we could play at the end of your festival? Oh, me. Who's been promoting the hell out of our band on MySpace all summer long just so we could get a couple clicks on our song? Oh, once again, me. Who found our venue tonight?
So you leveraged a connection and used your position on student council. Big whoop. I've been thinking for a while now, you're just here to fill a slot on your resume.
Alyssa, can you hit an A minor, please?
So, are you being serious right now, Kara? I want our band to succeed. This isn't just some post-graduation side hobby for me while I'm sending off applications to jazz programs or jobs across the country or whatever it is that you're doing.
That wasn't an A minor.
Okay, maybe you should be doing the same thing instead of playing wannabe rock star all day long.
This is the real deal. This is it. And for the record, you're not the only one with ensemble experience. Curtis, Emma, and I have been jamming for years. But ever since you joined the band and started dating my brother, it's
Oh, so that's what this is about then, isn't it?
God, I don't care about that. I care about the fact that this band isn't working anymore. I thought we were friends, but now I'm not so sure.
Sure as hell don't act like one.
I don't get why this is so hard. We wrote the song. You just have to sing it.
Oh, well, if you wrote the song, then why can't you
Why
just
can't you just
play
sing
the
the song? Fine.
Fine. Chorus.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Knowing you and knowing me, I hope that you and I will one day see eye to eye. That was surprisingly good.
Yeah, I think I put more energy into it that time.
Yeah, you did.
Is that a dig?
No, you were actually really good. Look, I'm sorry.
Don't be. I was being dumb.
I think they finally stopped hating each other.
Good, all according to plan.
You know we can't hear you guys, right? And Curtis, your beat was way off for most of that run.
Right? Bro, can you even count?
Emma thinks I'm perfect. Maybe I'll just date her instead.
She gives Alyssa a look.
Sure, go ahead. Emma's a catch?
Kara looks between her and Emma, then shrugs.
Wait, what? I'm confused.
Don't worry, Curtis. You're not my type anyway.
Oh, that's a relief. I think.
Anyway, we only have a few minutes left here, so.
Let's run through one last time.
The band gets into position.
Alyssa, can you break up the chords and chorus? I think that would help the flow a bit more.
Sounds good.
Okay, trust me, it will.
Do you want to count us in?
Oh.
I thought you'd never ask. 1, 2, 3, 4. Trying to tell what you're thinking just by the look in your eye. Trying to hear what's on your mind, but my thoughts are making. I don't know where the road will lead me, but all I know is I want you there. See the sun high in the sky doesn't compare to you and I. Knowing you and knowing me, we'll never run out of time. I hope that you and I will one day see eye to eye. Knowing you and knowing me, we'll never run out of time. I hope that you and I will one day see eye to eye.
Lights out.
All right, fantastic. Woo! That was very, very amusing. Thank you so much. Just waiting for my camera to come back on. There I am. Okay, playwright, come back. Where are you, Poppy?
Hello.
So, hi, Poppy. How did that go?
Good. Yeah, that was fun.
So,
Good. Thank you, actors. Yay.
Yeah. You weren't originally cast in this piece.
Definitely not.
So you were just last minute today, you found out?
Definitely. Yeah. Well, actually yesterday. And So I was like, okay, yes, I will do it.
So you did very well.
Thank you.
And it was a big risk to do the music on Zoom. How do you think that went?
Yeah, actually it worked surprisingly well. I like, thank you to Sebastian for making that like instrumental part that Julia Cara was playing on her phone. That was really cool. Would have been cool to have it on stage, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Maybe one day.
What's your part of your major?
I'm a creative writing major.
In the master's program? Or
No,
BFA?
just the BFA.
And so have you written lots of plays before?
I haven't like officially written a lot. I actually did the LEAP, Learn Early About Playwriting course in high school. And I just kind of like wrote a few like very, very casual plays before that. So
the LEAP program's at the Arts Club.
Yeah.
And do they get readers, professional actors to read the plays after you write them?
Yeah, they do.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about your experience with Brave New Playwrights, because it's a playwright focused festival and it's about learning, and it's about the idea that we actually get to see the pieces on stage, or at the very least, did you go to some rehearsals? Talk a little bit about the festival for me.
Yeah, it was like an amazing experience. Like I went to, I think I went to like a handful of rehearsals. It was really fun to like watch Sebastian, my director, work with all the actors to kind of like, I don't know, just like bring life to the script. It was like, I don't know, it was really cool. I've never experienced anything like that before. So, and also we had like a session where we were like writing the song like as a collective. Well,
that's cool.
Yeah, like mainly Sebastian did all of the like notes and everything. So that was great.
So did the play change from the time that it started, from the time you submitted it to today?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think I like, I don't know, like a lot of it changed. It's like the same kind of like essential like structure, bare bones kind of thing though.
So talk about some of the changes though. What did you have to adapt, because it's different when they come out of people's mouths, or you find the actors different?
Yeah, like a lot of that is like very different hearing it out loud rather than like reading it, obviously. And a lot of the actors came up with like awesome suggestions for changes. Like originally in my first draft, we had Emma and Curtis like leave for that little bit where they like kind of go to the back. But then someone suggested they should stay and kind of like jam in the background. So like that was like a fun idea that I definitely used. Yeah, just like other like changes here and there, that kind of thing.
That to improve it.
Yeah, definitely.
Excellent. And let's talk to your director. Where are you, Sebastian? Here he comes. Here comes Sebastian.
Hello.
Hi, Sebastian. Good
Bring
work.
Rolling Stones.
All right. Way to represent. So where do you come to us from?
I am in Vancouver still.
But you're a UBC student, or because we hire lots of people outside?
So I actually am a graduate of the creative writing program. And I've written plays before. I wrote a musical once a couple of years ago, like a full length. And so I've been directing theater for like since I started in UBC, since my first year. I've been directing all throughout. But I never took the playwriting class. So I've never participated in creating.
Have you written a play?
I have, yeah. I wrote a musical. Yeah.
And did you learn about playwriting while directing this play?
About playwriting? Yeah, totally. I mean, when I was in the creative writing program, I mostly did screenwriting. But having like directed plays for a long time, and having like I've basically been acting in plays since like I was in first grade. Basically every year I've been an actor in something. That it's kind of like second nature for me to like read like stage directions and read things like that. And I think Poppy did a fantastic job writing this play.
Cool. Actually, I have my first directing credit from when I was in grade 5.
Oh yeah.
We got assigned to translate a short story into a play. And I just looked at the rest of the people in my group and I thought, these people aren't going to be able to do it. They're going to need some guidance. Because I had identified as an actor before that. I put it on shows for the family and put on costumes and stuff. So that's great. So what was the biggest challenge? I mean, to have this music and stuff, it seems like an extra layer of a kind of tough part for such a short play.
Totally. I think one of the things that Poppy and I were joking about when we first got, like when I got assigned to her play, was that it was like a match made in heaven, because I've been in a band. For all of high school, I was like the lead singer in a band. And so I kind of knew about composition and things like that. And so we collaborated a lot. That was the hardest part, was organizing music. I think just in casting, I had to ask every actor that came in to read if they knew how to play anything. Before we cast, we didn't actually know if the music was going to be live. I knew that was like our ideal goal, but we don't know the capabilities of the actors. And I think Diego, I cast specifically, I don't think he had any experience necessarily playing drums, but he's a salsa dancer. So I knew that he would at least be good at like rhythm and everything like that. And then I think one of the hardest parts was being actually able to bring instruments to the show. Actually, a fun story is that Poppy, me, and the set designer, Louise, who's like amazing. I can't wait to work with him again. We were actually at the music rental place, and we had just rented a drum kit, and we were carrying these big drum kits, and then we took them all to my house with like a 4-piece drum set or whatever, and then we bought sticks and everything. And then like 20 minutes later, we got word that the show wouldn't be going on.
Oh.
So if the call had come in like an hour earlier, we could have saved like the money from like renting the drum kit.
Oh no, that's a sad story. When last year or 2 years ago, we had somebody who needed a piano, and just at the last minute, they told me that they needed my portable piano from home. And so I went to, I left my apartment to go and take it to them, and I'm carrying this rather large piece of, and I realized that my husband had taken the keys to the car. I forgot to get the car keys.
Oh.
And so I was in a rush to get there. So I'm running around the West End with this giant piano trying to get one of those car shares. But eventually I had a little bruise on my shoulder, but eventually we worked it out.
Oh,
well, it sounds like you guys had a lot of fun. That's good. And, I have to give the other two producers, Rose and Emma, credit, because as these plays are rolling out, the way they successfully matched the directors and the playwrights every time seems like it's been magical to me. I'm just here, I was on a different level doing different jobs at the same time. So I'm just learning these things and seeing you guys matched up right now. So that's great. So Poppy, were you in a band too in high school or now?
Like kind of. My friend and I were both violinists. So we used to play like video game music together, and like we both play piano as well. And so we were kind of doing like a classical kind of setup, but like definitely not like a rock band kind of thing. Like I can't even play guitar.
So what was the inspiration for the play then?
I don't really know. I just like oh yeah, actually I do know. The Beckett play this year at UBC, at the beginning had like a guy come up on stage and like start playing the drums live, and I thought it was like so sick. I wanted to do like the same thing but like longer. I really like live music. I think like combining live music and stage is like a little bit I don't know, it seems like they just kind of like go together, but it was like a lot of work. So
yeah, you did give yourself a little bit of extra work. So you mentioned the Beckett play. I think they do that play every year or something like it too, as a fundraiser, right? So I think give a shout out to the theater department.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and at the beginning of every school year. Yeah. Okay, so I want the actors to come on now because we still have a few minutes, and Diego salsa dances, so we got to hear something about that. Let's hear. Tell me something about salsa dancing and translating that into playing the drums for this show.
Oh God. Okay, so when I was at university, I had a friend who would not leave me alone until I went to a salsa dance class with her after, and I went out of, politeness, and I got hooked, and so I stayed there for like a good year. So I basically built my rhythm off of that. So then he's like, "Have you got rhythm?" I'm like, "Yep, I can play the drums very, very basically." So that was enough, apparently.
It's always fun to find something in actors that is already their gift and bring it onto the stage. It's such a great little tool as a director. It's kind of a little cheat. And then, so now, do you still salsa dance?
No, well, I can, I just don't go. Yeah.
So those lessons weren't in Vancouver then?
No, they were back in Australia many
nice,
years ago.
Well, I'm pretty sure people will salsa dance somewhere around here. It sounds like a worthy pursuit.
Maybe when we can leave our house again. Sure.
Okay, Julia, you just came right out and sang on the internet today. How did that feel?
It was good. Sebastian was awesome, both in the rehearsals of helping learn the music and coordinating the singing with the instruments, but especially having it on a backing track. I've never done that before, especially live, and many things can go wrong live. So I felt very confident, and it was fun to not only get to work with so many awesome actors and like a great playwright and be part of that process, but to add like one of my passions, which is like musical theater. So
Beautiful.
That was a great thing.
So good. And where do you come to us from?
So I did a year of theater at SFU, but I actually ended up graduating with a Bachelor of General Studies in Education, and I'm currently enrolled at BCIT doing nonprofit management. So I do theater on the side, but I like kind of administrative work.
You can't resist the stage. That's good. And there's always jobs for administrators in theater. We welcome administration. We love that. Yeah, keep that going for sure. Exactly. Neil, how are you doing? This is your second play.
Yeah.
I saw you in another play. So how was that, juggling the two plays?
It was actually super fun. They were both very different, which keeps things fresh and entertaining, but also I got to spend more time acting and more time with more actors, more directors, more playwrights. So that was really cool.
And do you have a little anecdote to one of your favorite moments from rehearsal or the process?
I think the coolest thing was actually getting to kind of build the song together in rehearsal. I remember one day we were just sitting in a conference room at UBC and we were just sitting, we had like one electric guitar and it was like all of us just around a table and we're like, hey, well, how about this? How about this? And that was super fun. Never done anything like that before.
Yeah, it's super cool because what we learned through this process, normally the plays are live, but this time we get to sit and talk to everybody for a couple of minutes. So it's really dawning on me because it's a playwright focused festival and we really care about their education. But what a great event for all the actors and all the directors. There's about 100 people involved in this festival and it took us hundreds of hours to prepare this festival. So we were all very heartbroken when we had to cancel it at the last minute. So what a great treat that we're able to do it online and still explore this. Yes, Sebastian, go ahead.
Before we kind of sign off, I just wanted to give a big shout out to these actors. Neil was the only one who actually knew how to play the instrument that they were gonna eventually play. So she was like my only surefire cast. Okay, at least she could actually play the guitar. But Julia, she only came in with less than a month left into the show because we had another actress who had to leave because she couldn't make it. And then the actress of Emma, she couldn't make it today. She was gonna be in the show itself. She also didn't know how to play the bass, so we had to teach her how to play the bass. And I don't know how to play the bass. Yeah. So big shout out to all these guys for taking on this random you challenge and playing live music because that's not really in they don't know what they're signing up for necessarily when they're getting into the show.
Beautiful. Thanks so much. Well, it was super fun talking to you guys and it was a fun show to watch. We're going to take another minute or two break. And I just want all the parents out there to know that the next play has a content and language warning, which I'll re-say when it comes back. But if you have children out there, it might be a time to give them a half an hour break and come back and join us for our final play. So thanks again, you guys. That was great work.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Poppy.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, Poppy.
Thank you guys so much. That was awesome.
Well, I'm back. Is everybody else here? Hopefully they'll come back. Oh, fantastic. It's me again, Liesl, producer of Brave New Playwrights. Thanks again for joining us. Our next play is called Hysteria by Erin Lindsay, and it's directed by Hila Graf. And I have a little content warning here. This evening's program is intended for mature audience and contains adult content, coarse language, and reference to violence and sexual abuse. So viewer discretion is advised. And also here in British Columbia, in case any of you are in British Columbia, we have these ready to go in the lobby. We have a service, dial 211. And their website is bc211.ca. So if you're triggered by this and you need any sort of counseling, somebody to talk to, we encourage you. It's super easy to remember. Dial on your phone 211 or bc211.ca. And Hila is here, but Diego is going to read the stage directions and introduce the actors. So I'll throw it over to Diego. Are you there, Diego?
Yes, hi, I'm here.
All right. So you're on and enjoy. Thank you.
Hysteria by Erin Lindsay. The container is the mirror. The water is contained to glasses and jugs which litter the floor. The color is blue. A woman is doing her makeup in a large mirror. She opens a cream for her face and applies it as she speaks.
I have a bad uterus. It's wet and dark and cold, not like a man's dry and warm body. And it moves around inside of me all the time. It's a condition. Now, right now, my uterus is taking a walk up my spine and will meet my brain. I'm trying to drown it back into place. Do you want to hear a track? Okay. Now, I have heard that if the uterus moves upwards, then I'm supposed to take smelling salts and put them right under my nostrils and near my mouth. And if the uterus is making her way down towards my feet, then I'm supposed to take the smelling salts and put them right near my vagina and coax them back into place. You know, I used to feel so ashamed of my poisoned, venomous, entirely useless uterus. Why couldn't it just stay anchored in one place? Why was it always so parched, so thirsty?
She drinks a glass of water, full of blue liquid. Then she is drinking sips of water between every line.
Thirsty for a ride in a rowboat on the sea.
Sip.
Thirsty for that dark and holy place off the edge of the cliff.
Sip.
Thirsty for fingers around her neck and a gray stone in her throat.
Sip.
Thirsty for a shiny kind of loneliness and all the fancy cheese in the aisle of a small town grocery store.
Sip.
Thirsty for fancy nails that run down the edge of his spine.
Sip.
Thirsty for that white blanket that gets tied tight around her and wrapped up and held and held.
Sip.
Thirsty for something other than life as a container for something or somebody else.
Sip.
You know, it's always easier to stay in one place and not want too much.
She chugs the rest of the glass and puts on under-eye concealer.
Now, I've warned her, but she just won't heal. Won't heal. Won't heed. You see, my uterus is irrational, melancholy, toxic, foul, migratory, unyielding, unowned, dissatisfied, dangerous, a virgin, a widow, a slut, sterile, and always thirsty. But she just won't drown. And Her unwillingness to see, to obey, makes me only the woman, the defective creature and failed man, the sorceress, the scapegoat, the slice of rib left in a petri dish to become some halved version of the real McCoy, me, the glorified kangaroo pouch. It makes me undesirable, sub-female, hysterical. The remedy? Musk oil, leeches, herbal tea, orgasm, fumigation of the face and genitals, a vibrator, a man's penis to widen my vaginal canals and cleanse me, holy water, a rosary, rosemary, a locked room, an ice pick through the eye, a slice of meat to put over the wound, an exorcism, a hanging, a beating, burnt flesh, and a baptism to get all of the want out, a pill, the pill, a commercial about happiness and how to be a better mom, cold water baths, hot water tubs, new dish gloves, and less female friends, no access to the mountains, a psychiatric assessment, chains and an ulcer, a loss of speech, but not of singing, marriage, and of course the smelling salts. Right. Do you know, actually, I read somewhere something that really stuck with me. Hold on. It's just on Pinterest. So, got it. Okay. What feminine part of yourself did you need to cut out and destroy in order to survive in this world? Wait for it. And at what point does femininity become synonymous with apology? I liked that. At what point does femininity become synonymous with apology? How do I apologize? I expand and expand and expand like some uncontrollably large and dangerous body of water.
She begins outlining her brows.
How are they even? They're not too dramatic. Good.
She picks up an eyeshadow kit and starts to paint her eyes. She starts to apply dramatic eyeshadow on one eye.
Now, all delusions have their war cry. War paint, I guess. So this is a choice of mine.
She goes backstage and throws heels and a dress on stage.
To become this version of a woman that I have seen in all of the beer commercials and all of the open-mouthed moaning, dicks out, cum shot, tits up porn videos that I'm embarrassed to be turned on by.
She goes back on stage in her bra.
Now, I've been chastised for it.
She starts getting dressed.
Faux queen, bitch, fucking big ass hoe. You know, her cat eye is way too exaggerated. Did you see how uneven her bow lip was? No, this house is not for you, baby. This venue is not for you, honey. This world is not for you, sweetheart. This bar is not for you, babe. This game is not for you, love. This conversation is not for you, kid. Could you close the door, please? Could you close the door, please? Just for a sec, okay? Could you? Okay. Okay. Okay.
She takes a very long time to apply very blue lipstick.
My bow lip is perfect.
She takes a glass of water and walks by the audience, locks eyes with a man, and hands him out the glass.
Take a sip.
He drinks.
You know, water doesn't mean the same thing to you. I mean, you've never been instructed to dilute yourself like this. I mean, sure, you've had the doctor cup your balls and tell you to cough while he averts his eyes, but you've never had God or the government own your junk before, have you?
She leads him onto the stage.
Come on. Come on.
She sits him in her chair.
Another sip.
He drinks.
Do you know what is interesting is men's relationship to water, to fluids. It's different. It's totally different. I mean, men can down a glass of H2O without thinking so much about all their body's fluids, right? I mean, like amniotic fluid, breast milk, blood. I'm taking another sip. Like, they can drink a glass of water without fear of drowning, or without thinking about all the women who throughout history have been instructed to zap and drown and dull and lull and force their unruly innards back into their rightful place. Have another sip. Because God forbid that the uterus rise like bile to the mouth to pour out and over and onto the dinner table or the picnic blanket or the baby's bib or our bed sheets that I've been washing the virgin blood out of for centuries.
She sits on his lap and applies the blue lipstick on him.
Here. Hold still. I feel like dancing.
She plays the song Bitches Ain't Shit But Hoes and Tricks by Dr. Dre.
Oh, bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Oh, bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks.
She starts dancing suggestively to it, in some form of a striptease to the man in the chair.
You know, this body is not for you, sweetheart. And these tits, not for you, love. And this pussy, not for you, hun. And this sex is not for you, kitten. What do you want? 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 Do you want a glass of water?
She gives the man the glass. He takes a sip.
No, no, honey, the whole thing, the whole damn thing down your throat, okay? You can do it.
She pushes the glass down his throat.
That's it.
He finishes the glass of water. She smooths his hair and kisses him on the forehead.
Now, love, I have gone and left all of these glasses all over the place. I mean, you know how I am when I'm working. Would you be a doll and clean these up for me, please? It would mean the world.
She hugs him from the back He walks towards one of the glasses. She stops him and kisses him forcefully.
Let's see you smile, okay?
The man smiles. She lets him pick up the glass.
Actually, could you do me a favor, please? Could you spin around for me?
He spins around.
Wow.
She comes up behind him and kisses his neck. She whispers,
No, I don't know what I would do without you.
He kneels to pick up another glass. She walks and stops in front of him as he is on the ground. He is eye level with her waist.
Hey, I need your advice. Do you think I put too much perfume on?
She shoves his head into her crotch.
So it's good?
He nods. She pushes him back. She points to the last glass. He picks it up and puts it on the table.
Thanks, baby. Now I've got to get going for the night, so don't wait up for me, okay? I'll see you when I get home. Thanks again for the glasses, baby.
He goes back to his seat, then leaves the theater.
Pass the salt, you big-bellied bastard. You abusive fucking shithead who has never had to think about anything else besides his own advancement, insecurities, and needs.
She looks at the audience, realizing what she's done.
Okay. Look, just listen to me, okay? Listen to this. Listen to me. If you lock me up one more time, if you beat my ass, if you fill me up with cum, if you kill me in an alley, if you discredit me, interrupt me, or undermine me, if you rape me in my own home, if you refuse to support me in raising our child, if you abandon me, if you ignore, belittle, condescend, exclude, commit, condemn, entrap me one more time, if you call me hysterical for wanting and 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 wanting more, I will.
She slowly collapses back into the chair.
I will. Hell. We all know that I can't really do anything.
End of play.
Fantastic. Wow, Madeline, great work. Really beautiful. Thank you so much. Okay, Erin, the playwright, is there. So let's talk to Erin for a second. Maybe everybody take a deep breath first. Whew, need to readjust after that. Hi, Erin.
Hello, Lisa. How you doing?
I'm good. Nice to see you.
Good. I just have to say congratulations to everyone. That floored me. That was amazing.
You mean that your performance of your play?
Yes, I
know.
haven't seen anything. I really haven't seen anything at all yet. So it just really, like, the nuance and care that went into it is really remarkable and
really beautiful.
very, very happy. Yeah.
So, Erin, you are one of the opt-res students, which means you live in Toronto and you attend.
I live in
UBC.
Montreal, actually.
Oh, Montreal. That's right. Sorry, I knew
the
that.
The fairer city. No, I'm kidding.
I knew that. I knew that. And you attend UBC on the computer.
I do.
How's that going for you?
It's great, actually. Like, I'm as a writer, I'm a very I like using writing as a way of communicating, and so I like doing the workshops online. I find you really get to hear people's kind of thought through perspectives, and you also get to hear a variety of voices, whereas sometimes in a group certain voices will take precedence and you won't hear other people. So I really like the kind of how the medium structures the content interestingly. And I've really, I've just finished my first year, and I've really thoroughly enjoyed it. And so I find the online process actually really great.
So Brave New Playwrights in its 34th year probably didn't even imagine people doing plays online when they first started. So how do you think Brave New impacted your learning in this process?
Well, it was so interesting to see this particular, I'm just going to talk again about like medium and content, because there's a lot, like I was so floored by how Hila, Madeline, and Diego really worked that play to the medium. They made it completely their own, and it really suited an online medium. So it was really wonderful to see that it kind of looked like a makeup tutorial almost. So I think that's been a massive part of this, is like seeing how I've been thinking about how pieces could, like, how to write for a digital medium, right, as well as writing in a performance capacity. And this was a example I thought of, like how the medium actually, like how that team worked to bring the story to that medium in a really stunning way. So that's definitely something I learned. I also learned, like, there was such a respectful, incredible care from Hila's perspective towards the script. She asked so many questions. She would always kind of run any edits by me, and I found that process really, really wonderful. And also, I'm a kind of writer and playwright that's really a little bit hands off. Like, I'm kind of like, once it's out there, like, you know, make it your own. And so it was nice to kind of see that become really like I've done workshop kind of presentations of this piece before, and so it's been really nice to see how Madeline and Hila made it their own together, and I really, like, that was a really great learning experience. Also the learning experience of us doing dramaturgy together and coming up with like two separate scripts that kind of say another thing. But it was interesting going back to this first one and being like, oh, there's a lot about this I really like just in its own kind of messiness in a sense in terms of the writing. Because there's still some stuff where I'm like, oh, I still like hear some holes in the writing, but I'm like, oh, I kind of like the messiness. So yeah, that was a good learning experience too, to kind of like, I now have 3 versions of this piece through this mentorship, which is really excellent. So yeah, those are some things I've learned.
It's
collaboration, medium.
It's just a great added bonus to the course, right? This course really goes above and beyond what you expect from other courses because of this festival. And
yeah, absolutely.
You and I had a great dramaturgy session, and I really, really loved the scripts that you came up with after that. So kudos to you for being able to, like, you just took all the notes and you took so much from what we discussed with each other. So I thought that was
a good, fruitful, juicy conversation.
It was a credit to your writing as well. But let's talk to Hila and the actors for a minute as well, because what ended up happening was it's a writers festival. So hello, everybody.
Hi.
I originally wanted to do the new scripts, and I wanted to honor the playwright. But because of this weird sort of improvement in the schedule, there was a little hole where you guys fell. And then all of a sudden I realized, no, Hila said we have to honor our actor. And I said, you know what? I think you're right. Even though I hadn't seen it all, it was so easy to trust Hila because, like you said, of the care that she was taking, and you knew that she was paying attention to everything. And I thought, she's right. I have to switch from my loyalty to the playwright, and we have to switch to the loyalty to the actor. And Hila, Madeline, what a great decision you've made.
Yes,
That was fantastic. So Madeline, I don't know if you did that on purpose, but you know that your lighting was changing from red to blue, red to blue.
That was
red
so
to blue.
cool.
It was so cool.
It was kind of, I'm in my childhood bedroom right now because I'm with my parents in Alberta. So this is, I guess I can't really show you, but it's a very like 1960s mod lamp, and it just has like all of these different kind of shades going over it in varying forms of pink. And we had done a rehearsal yesterday, and I got it to behave, and it was just kind of like white with like a tinge of something. And then I caught myself out of the corner of my eye a couple times, and I was like, and I was like, oh, I look so scary.
I'm like clapping.
I just want to hear from Hila for a minute because we just have a minute left, and I just want to hear a little bit about your process, Hila, because I think it was an early play for you, and we've already thrown lots of compliments at you. So can you just speak to your learning throughout?
Sure. First of all, I have to say this is very exciting. That's actually the first time we're meeting Erin.
It's true. I
know. So that we talked to her over the phone. I talked to her over the phone, but I haven't seen her face ever, which is really exciting. And then now, due to this COVID-19 situation, like here we are on the same platform. So that's something unique that's happened through this transition. And yeah, thank you all so much. It was such an amazing experience to work on this play from many, many different aspects, working on a play that resonates, so many relevant issues, and that's so intense in a way. The kind of play between the comedic aspects of it and the really kind of intense violence that happens in the play was a really interesting challenge for me as a director. I loved working with Madeline and Diego, and they really brought kind of their own perspectives, because we really had to like really dig deep in the script and find the specificity on something that is somewhat really universal and very poetic. That was really cool. And then I have to say kudos to the festival team, Liesl and Emma and Rose, who were so supportive, especially with bringing us the amazing Michelle. I have a blackout. I'm sorry.
Michelle Thorne.
I'm so sorry. Michelle Thorne. She was amazing, and she helped us with intimacy choreography, so coordination, sorry. And that was such an interesting experience, kind of directing the whole interaction of the woman and the man on stage. So I learned so much from this process, and I'm really glad we got to kind of showcase it in this platform.
Okay,
you should all be so proud. It was really
it was really good. And thank you too, Diego. We won't have time to talk to you, but you did awesome work, and everybody said nice things about you, so that's fantastic. And thanks, Hila, for reminding me about Michelle Thorne. She's doing intimacy direction, and she does have her biography. She is available on our website, which is bravenewplaywrights.com. So we'll
highly recommended.
Yeah, she's very good. Thank you so much. So great to see you. Excellent work. And we'll take about a 1-minute break, and then we'll come back for our final play, which is Last Will and Testament by Jen. Thanks again, guys.
Thank you so much.
All right, welcome back, everybody. The next play is Last Will and Testament by Jen, and Jen's not the playwright. That's part of the title. The playwright is Chimi Ohagbu, and the director, it's Louise Campbell. So I'm going to throw it over to Louise now, and she can introduce the actors and enjoy. See you in a few minutes.
Hi all, thanks for stopping in. My name is Louise Campbell and I am the director of Last Will and Testament by Jen. And I think our actors are just coming into the queue right now, so I'll introduce them quickly. We have Amber Jacoy, who is playing Jen. We have Zoe Weisenthal, who's playing Violet. We have Julia Halaborda, who's playing Georgina, and Patterson Howe, who is playing Joe. And I think they're all there, just waiting ahead of time. So we will get right to it then. Well, there's one. Great, perfect. Okay, well, thanks so much, and I'm gonna log off now here myself. We go to black. Lights come up on the school hallway after class. Decorations for Mental Health Boost Week are about. Colorful sticky notes on the lockers, posters on the walls. The hall's deserted, but for our protagonists. Jen, all elbows and knees, nods fake concertedly as Georgina dashes up and down the hall, reading and comparing sticky notes. Violet takes selfies.
Okay, I know I've said this like twice already.
Closer to 4 times.
Violet, don't be mean.
I'd never be mean during Mental Health Boost Week. Actually, I'm never mean. Come on.
Actually?
Anyway, okay, I know I've said anywhere between 2 and 5 times already, but I think I'm close, like really close to figuring out who it is.
She rubs her hands together like a lovably ineffectual villain. Jen catches her hands.
Before you go off, Georgina, please slow down. Who have you narrowed the list down to?
Cameron de la Casas, Annie Malone, and Joe, what's his name? Oh my God, I hope it's Joe.
Oh,
please let it be Joe, please.
I didn't realize you were that into Joe. I mean, he's extremely handsome. Even I can see that, and he's tall. Very kind of weirdly tall, actually, if you think about it for too long.
Why the surprise, Jen?
I'm not objecting. I mean, surprised. I'm not surprised. I'm just wondering. Joe's great. He's the best. If Georgina doesn't want him, I'll take him. It was a question, Violet. Am I not allowed to ask questions?
She jerks her thumb toward a poster up for Mental Health Boost Week that reads, "Don't be afraid to ask questions."
You can't argue with that.
I can, actually. And I only asked a question. For the record, you made a little weird statement thing. You usually get permission from posters?
Yes.
Hey, Jen, oh my God, I love you. Look, it's just that if it's Joe, he works at 7-Eleven. So if it's him, we could get free slushies all summer long. All summer. Okay, don't you think the little curls on the A look just like free food?
I wouldn't know, but you seem pretty positive.
Well, on the other hand, Annie's so cute.
Oh, just the cutest.
She is, can't disagree.
Her handwriting matches her personality. Well, if it is her, see?
She shows off to Violet, then to Jen, who is face a mix of emotions.
But Georgina, forensic handwriting analysis aside, what about the content of the note? Wouldn't it have to be someone who knows you kind of well?
Yes.
And look here. Did you notice the little daisy in the corner? You see, unless the whole student council knows your sign-off.
Oh, they do.
Then it's likely that... Wait, what? But then what about the whole everyone needs a mysterious sign-off thing?
A what?
Georgina, you remember, it's like...
She walks over to the locker on the other end of the hallway and plucks a sticky note from it, then holds it aloft triumphantly.
The thing! I can't remember the technical term. Numbed something?
Oh, do you mean like a cryptonym? Oh, I've always wanted one.
Possibly you already have one, and it's just so crypto that you don't even know it yet.
Anyway, Georgina, my point is that if everyone knows your cryptonym or your crypto sign-off, then is it crypto anymore? And then couldn't anyone have written this?
Ooh, the plot thickens.
Exactly. Consider this. Maybe someone mimicking someone else's handwriting did it. You might, and I want to emphasize that it's just might, be getting tricked here.
Violet frowns, takes Jen aside quickly.
Jen, what the hell? Don't suggest that Georgina's love letter is a joke. That's awful.
Oh shit, I didn't mean...
Jen,
Yeah?
do you really think someone's trying to trick me?
She doesn't, do you, Jen? She just...
Do you think someone really went through all this trouble to both write me a note and disguise their handwriting?
I didn't quite mean it like that. I think that...
This is even better than I thought.
It is?
It is?
Georgina begins to pace excitedly, tapping the locker as she goes past them. She's doing the hand-rubbing thing together again. Jen catches them again and walks with Georgina.
Okay, anyone who knows me, like, even a little bit, knows what I feel, how I feel about handwriting, about what it says about them. Okay, someone went to trouble for me to make this challenge, or giving me a mystery.
Oh my god, someone's in love with you. For like real.
Jen drops Georgina's hands.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Violet, let's not get ahead of ourselves with this whole love business. I don't...
Georgina puts a finger to Jen's lips and Jen shuts up, eyes wide.
Jen, I know you whatever, but literally, when has she ever been wrong? Almost never. So, argue later. For now, let me have this, okay?
Jen nods mutedly. Georgina removes her hand and smiles at her.
Thank you. You're the best.
Jen nods again, still dumbstruck. Georgina goes back to pacing as Jen gazes after her. Violet takes note of the look. This is the big realization of Jen's feelings.
Oh my god.
I know, right? Oh, this is so flattering. Oh my god, I'm like half in love already.
Oh, that's... Oh my god.
Jen leans weakly against the lockers.
You feel the same way about this mystery person?
Well, halfway.
Violet squeals, side-eyeing Jen, and she and Jen dance about.
Georgie's gonna fall in love. I can't believe our girl's growing up. Can we be your maids of honor?
God, can we please?
Okay. Who do you think it is out of the council? There's Joe, what's his name?
What is his name?
Ooh, maybe it's Loverboy. or Cameron, or Annie, or Patrice, or the other Joe.
Oh, I doubt it's the other Joe.
Oh yeah?
He's not into girls.
Probably not him then. That leaves 4.
Okay. Who's most likely to make a grand romantic gesture that leaves their identity secret? Jen! Any ideas?
Well, it's tricky to narrow it down. It could really be anyone.
She smiles at Georgina, who's deep in thought. Violet, grinning too, gives Jen another side-eye, which Jen doesn't notice.
So you're saying it's someone who's known Georgina for a little while?
Yes. My money's on Cameron.
Cameron? De la Casa?
Yeah, that doesn't seem like...
Hear me out.
The girls huddle, casting their gazes around suspiciously, though no one else is in the hallway.
What do we know about Cameron?
She looks meaningfully at Violet, who looks meaningfully at Georgina, who looks meaningfully at Jen.
Exactly.
Sorry, I know I was participating in that, but I have no idea what that means.
Okay, same boat as Violet over here.
Like I said, exactly. We don't know much about Cameron, but what we do know, what she's chosen to reveal, speaks volumes. She's new here, yet is on the student council. A go-getter.
And it was her idea to do the sticky notes for Mental Health Boost Week.
Not to mention her last name, Means of the houses. And what does the note say?
Georgina hands it over. Jen reads dramatically.
You feel like home.
Holy shit.
Okay, that was one of the more romantic lines.
And it was obviously a hint. One has to code these things.
You know a lot about sending secret love letters, huh, Jen?
Not more than the average person, really.
Mm-hmm. Georgia, you have to confront Cameron. By next week, you two could be girlfriends. Oh, they'd be such a cute couple. Don't you think, Jen?
No. I mean...
Yeah, it's unlikely. Unless my feelings towards Cameron drastically change very quickly, but... Okay, I have to know if she sent it.
Exit Georgina, who rushes off to find Cameron. Jen frowns suddenly and raises a hand.
I'll come help.
Exit Jen, who rushes off after Georgina.
Oh my God, she's got it bad.
Exit Violet at a leisurely pace. Scene 2. School hallway a few minutes later, Jen and Violet stroll back on stage. Jen's holding a stack of posters and sticky notes and other mental health boost paraphernalia and keeps dropping things, including her phone. Eventually, Violet takes the phone off her hands.
Here, let me borrow that for a second while you get your bearings.
Thanks, Violet.
Can't believe you let Cameron bully you into doing free mental health boost week decorating.
Can't believe you didn't defend me. Or at least offer to help. Not very brave of you.
You calling me a coward, Jenny?
Well, I ain't calling you a warrior, Vi. Least I could do, I guess. She seemed pretty confused when Georgina kind of barreled into her.
They'll talk it out. We just need to stay out of their hair for a little bit.
Jen gets to decorating, and Violet rearranges notes on the lockers. They're contentedly quiet until Joe walks on stage.
Jen, Violet, hey. Jen, did someone authorize you to decorate? There are bylaws.
Cameron kind of ordered me to because I sicked our friend onto her. Not like violently, romantically. They're talking it out, don't worry.
Okay. Need any help?
No, but thanks.
Actually, we could use your expertise.
Okay. But I will warn you, my decorating methods are a little unorthodox. Ooh.
Not with decorating, Joe. You're the secretary on the student council, aren't you?
Treasurer.
Cool. So you know Georgina.
The VP, yeah?
Violet, now that that's confirmed, let's maybe let Joe do his job.
No worries, Jen. This is part of my job, advising my fellow students. So what's up?
Just wanted to compliment you on Mental Health Boost Week. I feel very boosted. The sticky notes are such a nice touch.
Oh, thanks. We worked really hard to,
Georgina received an interesting one, actually, a love letter.
Violet?
We thought Cameron sent it, but Cameron denies it. Does sending an anonymous love letter make sense for her?
Yeah, no. That doesn't sound like her.
Interesting. And see, that's why we need your expertise. You know the council members. You have an inside perspective on who's likely to have written that note.
I can't see any of us doing it. It'd be weird. When we're on council, we're married to the work. It's a vocation.
Your vocation is fundraising for school dances?
It takes sacrifice, Jen, including intra-council member dating. Now, if it weren't for the stigma, I'd definitely smash.
So, you're saying no one on the council sent that note?
I'm saying I'd be surprised.
So what? That rules out 4 people out of what? Hundreds of our classmates? Like, come on, who wouldn't fall in love with Georgina after knowing her?
Beat. Violet cocks her head and considers Jen. Jen knows that Violet knows, and it dawns on her face.
I mean...
No, you're right. Georgina's a babe. I mean, Joe, look at this picture that Jen took of her.
She shows Joe. He gives a weak thumbs up and wanders down the hallway stage to correct some of Jen's work.
Can I have my phone back? Did you know earlier when you were suggesting Georgina and Cameron run away together?
You're definitely misquoting me, but yes, I knew when I said something like that, only to make you speak up.
What the hell? It wasn't funny, Violet.
I guess I wasn't trying to be mean.
Try harder.
Why write the note if you weren't going to own up to it, Jen?
What do you mean?
I mean, why shoot your shot and then misdirect from the result?
Jen takes a deep breath. Through the following mini monologue, she walks past various mental health boost week signage matching her words.
I don't know.
Walks past sign that says, "It's okay not to know everything."
I don't know if Georgina... I mean, it's complicated. This sort of thing makes things awkward and I'm scared.
Sign, "Don't be scared to ask for help."
And I know you're super confident.
Sign, "Be confident."
And never feel this way.
Sorry, let me stop you right there, Jen. I do feel scared sometimes. Like now, sure, I love being right.
Oh, I know.
So, it works out for me really well when I usually am, but being right about this, I was scared this could change the nature of our trio's friendship. I was scared of being a third wheel.
You'd never be a third wheel.
Thanks.
Because there's no bicycle, Violet. Georgina doesn't know, and she doesn't ever have to. Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, but knowledge is power. Do you really want fear to control your life?
It's worked for me so far.
I really disagree.
So we agree to disagree. Fine. Let me just finish decorating so we can never speak of this again.
But...
Slapping up last poster, which says, "Tell the truth."
Give me my phone. I need to send a pic to Cameron as evidence.
No.
Violet?
Remember, I'm doing this for you.
She runs off, phone in hand. Jen gapes after her for a moment, then drops the tape and other poster materials and sprints after. Joe looks up at the commotion and sighs at the mess.
Sure, I'll clean all this up fine.
He readdressed the crooked "Tell the Truth" poster first. Lights out. Scene 3. Hallway a couple hours later. Jen smiles, looking at her camera of her laptop. She isn't quite breaking the fourth wall. She's talking to herself and her laptop.
So I think now's a good time to record my last will and testament, because writing would take too long, considering that Violet stole my phone and I couldn't catch her and now I can't find her. Everything is in that phone. My unsent messages to Georgina, my selfies of me and Georgina, my love letter draft in the notes app to Georgina. Essentially, Violet has my heart, or at least its contents. So, if you're hearing this, you are probably my lawyer. Hi, you're objectionable. I don't know how lawyers like to be greeted. Sorry. I would like to leave my orange scarf to Georgina because she's too cute in it. And my unfinished stories to Stephen King so that he can write them for me or at least know I exist. And my dignity. Well, I'm kind of sort of fresh out of that already. Thanks, Violet. I'm not sure if it's better to run away, fake my own death, or fake my own death and then run away. God, I can physically feel Violet going to Georgina and showing her everything. And like, have you ever been punched in the throat? I haven't, but I'm pretty sure this is what it feels like. Never once before have I imagined Violet, of all people, making me breathless. Either way, I leave my unfinished assignments, overdue library books, etc. to Violet because she gets shit done. If Violet weren't the cause of all of this, I'd want her to take care of it. To Georgina, I'll leave my orange scarf, as mentioned. I'd also like to leave her my signed Stephen King collection. She'll have a blast parsing out the handwriting. Like, she gets really into the weirdest things, and it's just nice. Just really nice. It's hard not to be excited about something when Georgina is, you know? Anyway, I'll also leave her the contents of the chocolate box on my windowsill. She knows what's in it. I'll also leave her... Okay. Yeah, so saying this out loud, I've realized that the problem with leaving Georgina things is that it involves leaving Georgina. And well, this situation is super humiliating and awkward, but I don't think it's worth cocooning myself away from her. I don't think anything's worth that. And the cat's out of the bag anyway, I may as well pet it. That metaphor made no sense. You're objectionable, never mind. But you get what I'm saying. Okay. Okay, I'll just do it. I'll be back. Or actually, hopefully not. See you around, you're objectionable. Or, you know, not, since you're not a real person. Oh boy.
Lights to black. Scene 3, lights up, school hallway evening. Jen sits at a locker. Georgina walks up behind her. Jen startles.
Hey.
Beat. Georgina gestures to the spot beside Jen.
Can I sit?
Please.
Georgina sits.
So, what's new, Georgina?
I've been looking for you.
I've been looking for you.
I missed you. I mean, I must have while we were running around.
Yeah. Have you seen Violet?
Yeah. Actually, she gave me here.
Georgina hands Jen the missing phone. Jen closes her eyes as if in pain.
Look, this doesn't... Georgina, I'm late for dinner, actually.
She gets up slowly.
No, you're not. No, it was kind of shitty of Violet to steal your phone and your secrets.
Sorry.
No, don't apologize for her. I know she only did it because she cares about us or was frustrated or whatever wanted to. How did she put it?
Get shit done.
Okay, not verbatim, but yeah, that was the sentiment. But intention isn't everything. You know, she could have really messed with us.
But she didn't?
No! Okay, honestly, Jen, wouldn't have let anything mess with us. Well, us 3, 4, me and you. So I might be exaggerating. Still, theft is a crime.
So's lying.
Okay, no, it's not.
She said she just wanted to borrow my phone for a second.
Okay, why is phone in air quotes?
Because it's not just a phone. It's a confession. You read it yourself.
It did. Which was also shitty of me. I'm sorry.
That's okay. This makes up for it, I think.
No, you could do better for an apology.
Yeah? Then lay it on me. Make me believe it.
Georgina hands Jen a pink sticky note, folded in half. Jen opens it and reads.
Oh.
Funny, that's what I said when Violet told me that you like me.
She did not say like.
Well, like it isn't true.
I mean, for the record, I don't like you, Georgina.
She tentatively reaches for Georgina's hand and then holds it more confidently.
Can we take an actions speak louder rain check on this, actually?
Georgina kisses her hand and Jen sputters.
I'll allow it.
Okay, good.
Though I think I'd need to get more action.
Oh my god, stop!
Get used to it, Jen.
They sit in happy silence. Jen's phone buzzes. She glances at it.
Oh my god, 11 missed texts from Violet.
Is she?
Had my phone.
She okay?
She will be.
Dialing, ringing. Over the phone.
Want to grab slushies with Georgina and me?
Can I?
Let me rephrase. Please come grab slushies with us. I mean, if you're free.
I don't know. I think I might have plans.
Her voice gets closer.
Oh, what are you up to?
Funnily enough, I'll be busy grabbing slushies with my best friends.
She appears in the hallway. Jen and Georgina grin, stand up, the three hug.
Before we go, Jen, I'm sorry for stealing your phone and the whole reveal. I just thought that it doesn't matter why, actually, does it? I'm sorry.
Nice apology. But you owe me at least 2 slushies for giving me a literal, actual heart attack.
I'm sorry. What? I got you a girlfriend. Okay, you owe me, Jen.
Georgina huffs, shakes her head, rolls her eyes. They exit and from off stage.
Okay, you both owe me slushies for giving you so many chances to argue. You're
and
welcome.
We fade to black. The end.
All right. Fantastic. Congratulations. Great work, actors. Chimmy, why don't you join me on screen for a minute? We're just at about 2 o'clock. So Larice, you stay here too, Larice, if you want.
Okay.
And I'm happy to see. So Chimmy, how did that feel to hear your words?
That was super cool. So just like a quick shout out to the actors and director because, wow, that was really neat. I'd hoped to see it on stage, but this was still kind of fun. And I think it kind of fit, like considering the whole phones theme.
Right. And it's really nice because they've actually rehearsed as well, right? So it really, they bring it off the page super nicely. I think they did a great job.
Mm-hmm.
And Larice, you've been with the festival a couple of years. How was it this year for you?
It was really fun this year. It's funny, prior to getting the script this year, I kind of had like put it out to the universe that I wanted lockers in my show. Hey. And then this like central sort of image of being at lockers or like a home base just happened to appear. So it felt very serendipitous for this season. So I was very excited to be a part of the show.
Okay, super. So thanks so much, you guys. We're just at the end of our 2 hours today. We're a little bit longer, so I'm going to let the audience know that they can go. Join us again next week. From here on, we have staged readings of plays that weren't full productions. They were just stage readings, so we'll go a little bit more rapidly through, and they just have the same cast for 4 plays at a time. So join us again Saturday, April 25th at 1 o'clock right here, same time, same place, and the program will probably be about an hour and a half. And great work again, everybody. Thank you for everybody, the whole production.